got distracted by one of my Cornish cross birds that is dying. Okay, so I'm down here in the barn and I'm gonna get Daisy out here first, but I'll show you my vacuum pump setup. I bought this vacuum pump on eBay and it's been working great for me. Hey, Minnie. No. So it's really heavy. It's a Vivor. It's a 1 horsepower vacuum pump. It was kind of expensive, but I felt like it was worth it because of what it was going to allow me to do with my hands not doing so well anymore. So, I do the best I can to take care of it, so, you know, I mean, it's not a perfect world by any stretch of the imagination. That's my pressure regulator gauge. Couple of things about that. I don't use the pressure regulator gauge. Maybe I should use it more, but I don't use it very much at all. What I do tend to do is I'll put my thumbs into the inflations and make sure that the others are all capped off, and if it's not hurting my thumbs, then I know it's not going to hurt my cow. And I don't have cows that need strong pressure. They do very, very well, and they really like the milking machine, so I just go based on whatever, how it feels with my thumbs. If it's really hurting, then it's going to hurt my cow, and I don't want her to be hurting. I want her to look forward to being milked. So that's what I generally just do. It's extremely loud, as I know you've seen in previous videos, but just to show you a little bit, this is the exhaust. It has a cap. Take the cap off. I just generally set it aside. The red knob here, that's to put oil in. And then this is the oil filter. Little window to be able to see how much oil I've got in there, which I do need to put more in, and I should go ahead and do that right now. This is my Surge milker, Babson Brothers. These are known as the inflations. There are 4 inflations. This is the Pulsator. It's a very old-fashioned Pulsator. It should never get wet. These are the vacuum hoses that go to the inflations. And these are the milk tubes. The bigger, thicker, black ones are the milk tubes. This little piece on the back of the Pulsator is where the vacuum hose goes. No milk ever goes into this line, ever. Alright? What happens is it goes in here, and when it's running, it creates a suction, a vacuum in this, so that the lid, which just lifts off like that, will have so much pressure on it, vacuum pressure, using this gasket, this black rubber gasket here, that it will not be able to come off. Or if it does, your pressure isn't, it hasn't built up enough vacuum pressure. Alright. I usually let that set right there, and then I run the vacuum pump to make sure that it's pulling enough power and it's strong enough, and then I'll hook it up to this, and then bring my cow in to be milked, hook everything up, and hook it up to her, but I will always test her milk stripper, really wash her first with a little bit of this bleach water and soap, and for a few years I didn't do bleach water, and that's fine. I was watching Living Traditions Homestead, and I really liked that they were doing the bleach water, and it was very, very mild because they didn't want to risk any transference of bacteria from their hands or from the environment into their cow. So they used just the tiniest bit of bleach to make sure everything was very sterilized. And here in the barn, it's hard to keep things sterilized. It really is. So I'm going to wash her down, strip all of her teat, 2 or 3 or 4 squirts per teat, and then test it with my mastitis test strips, which I'm not going to do today because I already know she's clean. She's been clean, you know, for a long time. She's been perfect. And even when she wasn't, it was right after she had had a calf, so she was still had a lot of edema, so everything was showing up weird. But her milk is very sweet, very lovely. I'm going to go ahead and get that going right now. So it's going to get noisy here, okay? Vacuum pressure holds it in place. Now I'm going to go to the other side and hook them up, but I have to be quick so that it doesn't release pressure and drop everything down. So I'm just going to watch her bag and make sure it doesn't get too wrinkled. It's kind of chilly out, so if you're not sure, sometimes you can pinch the milk hoses, these big black ones, pinch them really hard. Sometimes you can feel if the milk is coming through that milk hose, so you know if it's actually working. I can feel through that one. Deal with that one. Yep. Yep. The first time we put this on Daisy, she did so well. It was almost as though she really wanted it. And this was the first time she's been milked. We've hand milked her before, and we've machine milked her, so she's okay with either. she's interesting because she'll get all wrinkled and saggy like she's all done. And then we'll start, we always hand milk her the rest of the way out. And she'll let down another time. So we hook the machine back up to her. She might do it 3 times. So we just, you know, keep milking her until we're not getting any more refill. And those extra letdowns, that's where all the cream is. Normally she would save that for her calf, but she's interesting. She actually doesn't like her calf nursing on her. She's a good mother. She's very attentive, very loving with her baby, licking her baby, all of that. But she just doesn't like to be nursed from her baby. Now maybe that'll change. This is her first calf. We'll see. She's our Daisy Dork face, because if there's any trouble that a Jersey can possibly get into, she's gonna do it. Whether that's tangling herself up in whatever, tripping on perfectly flat ground, or having the weirdest calving experience, having the craziest looking udder. And she acts more like a horse or a goat sometimes than she does a regular cow. Oh, we love her. Alright, so I just take one off. I use these caps, these plugs. I got them on eBay. And a set of 4, I think all told was like $24. Kind of on the expensive side, I thought, for just plastic plugs. But they've been such a lifesaver for us. Alright, I'm going to check the other side now. I've heard it said that if you're right-handed, you should milk on the right side of the cow. But I find, even though I'm right-handed, I prefer to milk on the left side of the cow. I've always been that way. I'm going to call it. I think she's done. Yep. Oh yeah, she gave me more than I thought. Wow, this is really heavy. Take the vacuum hose off and turn off the vacuum pump. Put the cap back on for the exhaust on the oil. I'm going to set this back into my wagon here to make my life a little easier. Pretty mama! Hi, sweetie. Pretty mama. I am going to do a test strip for Valentine because she just came down with a mild case of mastitis. Her baby's not even a month old, so it's not real bad. The problem is it's the same quarter as what we had problems with her last year. And then one of the other quarters kind of came down with a little case of it, but only for a few days. And we were able to milk it out. Never became a real big issue. She's our old girl. We love her very much. it's milking good. Well, I use these Dr. Naylor test strips. So you can kind of see which quarter struggles a little bit. This one was, that was the one that kind of got a little bit weird. But this one down here, this is the one that we've been working with very hard. We never save the milk from this quarter, and we always milk it last and make sure our hands are clean so we don't spread it. The rest of the quarters are great, and they have been. So we save the milk from those other 3 quarters. Remember, a cow's udder has 4 completely individual quarters. The milk in each quarter does not mix. So if we've got a little piece of mastitis in one quarter, that does not mean that it's in the other quarters. Now, if you're dealing with something like a staph infection, that's totally different. Our vet does not believe we have staph here. So, yeah, he doesn't think we've got an issue that way. But it's still very important that we milk her out twice a day, every day. After I filtered the milk, I got distracted by one of my Cornish cross birds that is dying. The weather has been nuts. It's been up and down with temperatures almost 90 degrees and hot and humid and sunshiny, dry as can be. We've kept them with cool, clean water several times a day. And they don't have feed at night. They go into a sheltered part of the coop at night. You know, we do the best we can, but sometimes it's just not good enough. So as I was walking past the meat bird grassy run, I happened to be hearing a gurgling sound as one of the chickens was struggling to breathe, and I was watching it struggle to inhale and then exhale and then struggle to inhale. My butcher's gonna come next week to butcher them, but this poor chicken, it's not gonna last that long. That's Tuesday, today is Wednesday. I'm not gonna ask that chicken to last that long. Alright, just had to go rescue my plants. My son is cleaning some of my flower gardens for me, and that's wonderful, but he's getting a little over eager with the scythe or the sickle, and yeah. So, alright, the whole purpose for me doing this, I want to show you, what do you do when, oh my, you have a mean rooster, it's attacking, it's got to be dispatched, but you don't want it to go to waste. So I'm going to show you what to do when you don't have all the convenient equipment. So I have a pot of scalding water, and I'm going to set it on my grill out there to make sure it stays hot. And then ice water, a hose, and then a bucket for the feathers and the guts. And I just sharpened this knife so I can cut off the head. And then I'll bring it into my kitchen once it's all rinsed and in the ice water. And then I'm going to piece it out and put it into Ziploc bags and put that in the fridge for 24 hours. And then I can put it into the freezer after that. So alright, let's go do this very sad job. I've got the bird hanging upside down over here. So I just have a string attached to the tree, a nail on the tree, and just let it hang upside down. Thank you. Okay, just from just a pot of hot water. Yep. Feathers are coming off easy. Even the wing feathers were good. Not done yet. There is nothing fun or enjoyable about killing animals at all whatsoever. But that bird is no longer suffering, and that bird is going to feed my family a meal. And it was decent size. I'm going to weigh it on my digital scale inside, and we'll find out, how much it weighs. I expect it's like a 3-pounder. So not wonderful, but not bad either. This is a whole lot easier if you have help. So you don't have to do it by yourself. A whole lot easier. But I don't have help. And it took me about an hour, or a little under an hour, to do a bird. And this bird will not be ready to be eaten until tomorrow evening. It needs to be at least tomorrow evening, probably better for like Saturday, and then it would be tender enough because the rigor mortis has to release. Let's find out how much that bird weighs. My handy dandy little scale. Okay. 3.85, almost a 4-pound bird. That's really good. Almost a 4-pound bird. I'm gonna piece it out though, because I can't really use it whole as much as I can use it if I piece it out. The other thing that I found last time I was doing this is if you do the breast first, you can use the legs and the thighs as kind of a little bit of a balance for the carcass. Thank you for joining me today on a rather unexpected plans for the way my day was supposed to go today. It's not a fun turn of events to all of a sudden discover that instead of working in my house, cleaning my very desperately needing cleaned kitchen, instead I have to work on butchering a chicken. I did get one project done. I did get my Blackstone grill seasoned and cleaned and ready to go for Memorial Day. So I am thankful for that. And then I'm meeting with some ladies for Bible study tonight, so that'll be good. So I'm thankful for that. And I have just enough time now to check on supper, make sure it's cooking well, and then go take a shower before Bible study tonight. Put this in the fridge and count my blessings. Alright, so if you have not subscribed, subscribe to our channel, and if you would, and hit a like, leave me a comment, and I will respond to your comments. Sometimes YouTube makes it difficult for me to find those comments, but I do look for them, and you're welcome to leave me a comment on there. I'm also on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook at Providence Acres, and I don't remember exactly the path name to find me, but the picture is my old farmhouse, a similar picture as what I have on YouTube here. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your wonderful day and have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend, and let's make sure that we are thankful to those that have died and sacrificed so much for our freedom. Have a lovely weekend and happy farming.